There's nothing, the myth that Israeli army and forces has to keep security or to be a defense is it's a wrong myth that we have to refute, and we have to remove from our vocabulary, because this is an occupation forces. This is a military colonial forces that has been present in our, have kicked and done genocide to our people in 1947, 1948 in a place called, in a huge event that happened throughout a year of time, where they ethnic cleansed over 533 villages and kicked out over 800 Palestinian refugees to other countries. That this ethnic cleansing genocide, called the Nakba, means the catastrophe, is not about security. It's about settler colonial regimes that is established on the Palestinian land.
After United Nations admittance and human rights organizations like Amnesty, they have also admitted that it is an institutionalized apartheid. So, what do you think? Whose back Israel has?
However, I do imagine there are many factors that internationally, and this factors has a lot to do with also post-colonial aspects that has left powers which have left the region, the global south, at that time around 1940s, 50s, and they still need a control mechanism to the area, and a place, a space which can be their intelligence hub, their technology hub, their stealing resource hub, their hand in the region. And they couldn't have hands among Arabs, and among the indigenous people of the region. So they held another community, like the Jewish white European Ashkenazis, to come from Europe to settle in the Palestine, which is the most holy space in the region, which created many repression factors, mainly anti-colonial resistance, and that is, I think, very internationally widely read, away from reading Muslim from a lens of Western Islamophobic power views.
So exactly, I was about to ask you the same question, that when there is, escalation in the shooting, so why don't we see enough condemnation from the international community, even from the local citizens? Like we see that when there was an attack on Ukraine by the by the Russian forces. So the way they condemned it, the way they sidelined Russia and banned Russia, and banned export with Russia, and put a lot of sanctions on them. So what's your take on it? Why can't this stand for us?
Yeah. Farya, I think we must understand international community is not in our side. It's not in the global side. They are not in the side of the self-determination of Pakistanis or Indians or Arabs or Palestinians or West Saharan. They are or Kashmiris or all of, they are their interest, the interest is their own capitalist, colonial, imperial, interest, and that is very important to make sure that it's very much shown through the Ukrainian-Russians relationship, Okay, Russia has invaded a country. This is an invasion. We saw how they acted with Ukraine, which actually lots of their forces, one must mention that there are lots of their forces is ultra far-right racist forces as well. Some of them are anti-Semite as well. However, they still foil them with all the help they need to fight colonial power, which is Russia at that time, I would say, because the invasion of another country is wrong, and we as Palestinians stand with it. However, all this action and all this boycotting and all have been a call the Palestinians have been making since 2005 through the BDS movement, the boycott, divestment, and sanction movement, which is the largest Palestinian civil society movement that call for resisting the for resisting Israeli colonial apartheid power, through internationally, through trade union, through universities, through EU. But The EU have never listened. Few trade unions, the people listen. Institutional powers, governmental powers have not listening. Nobody have put sanctions on Israel. Who put recently? There was Myers. The people still, there are many good people. Despite of being right or left, people can see right or wrong. They see that is how powerful Israel and how they attack Gaza, for example, and the amount of the erasure, the recent erasure, the recent attack on Gaza have erased. They spoke about Islamic Jihad commanders, but what they erase actually, they erase about 6, 7 entire families from the planet. You know,